Well, welcome back into the studio for another installment of Powertex informational series, and this time we are going to be talking about Powersmooth. Now, Powersmooth is another one of Powertex's powders. It is a very fine powder designed to be mixed with the universal medium, and this mixture will create a smooth, very spreadable paste. It can be used to achieve various different textures and effects, and it makes a wonderful air dry clay. It is super smooth, and you can push textures into it to get texture. There is a lot, and I will list down below the if I can find any videos that is being used done using the Powersmooth. The problem is Powersmooth is a very new product to Powertex, and but it with the combination of the universal medium, it will create a very smooth, waterproof paste that can be used on your projects. It comes in two sizes. This is the 150 gram or 5.5 ounce, and currently at the time of this filming, that runs $17.95. Of course, I will list all the products here down below in the description box with links so that you can find these products. It also comes in a 500 gram bag, and that is a 1.2 pounds, and it is $34.95. So it's really easy. You add about 20% Powersmooth powder to the universal medium to create this paste, and you're going to mix it thoroughly until the powder is fully incorporated into the liquid, and it is a very, very smooth, consistent paste. And you can adjust that, and I will be linking down below to the informational sheet that has a lot of wonderful information on how to use Powersmooth. I do want to show you a bit of the powder next to the other two powders that Powertex carries. The first of which is the Easy 3D Flex, and secondly the Stone Art. So you can see here this is somewhat granulated and not fine, and this is even coarser. Now of course these are different, made from different items, but I want you to be able to see the differences in them and why there are three powders in the line, because you can get very different types of structure built, different types of clay, different types of paste, that kind of thing. So the Powersmooth is super fine. It's super soft, and you can see that here. The 3D Flex is a little bit whiter in color, but it definitely is much more fine than the Stone Art, but it does have a bit of granulation to it. It's not as fine as the Powersmooth. And then of course the Stone Art is definitely, it's more fibrous. It's made out of a fibrous material, and that in itself right there kind of really gives you a good idea of the differences. And I am going to show you some video clips of different ways that I've created this, things that I've used the Powersmooth 4, and I have only just hit on the surface of what can be done with Powersmooth. So I hope that gives you a little brief introduction, and so now I'm going to show you making this into an air dry clay. So I'm adding my Powersmooth to a plastic container that I'm going to mix the clay into. And I am being pretty loose with my measurements. I'm kind of trying to do an eyeball of how much I'm going to need to create what I need with this clay. And I'm getting my powder put into the plastic container first. It helps for not making too much of the final product that you're looking for. And then I'm going to add my universal medium. You want to make sure your universal medium is shaken plus stirred. I have pre-done that before I've started this. So I've added the blue, but I really want a lighter, softer, warmer blue. So I'm going to also be adding some ivory universal medium as well. And I'm going to mix this using a rubber spatula. You want to use something that's plastic so that it is easy to clean off. You can let it dry and just peel it right off. I'm going to pretty much get this mixed very well, and then you'll see I'm going to be adding a little bit more of the ivory just to tone down that blue a little bit, but also because I do need to get a moister clay. Once I get it to a consistency where it's holding a bit of a ball form, I am going to put on some gloves and start kneading this like you would bread dough. Slowly start adding some of the powder, the Powersmooth powder into it until it becomes a thicker, non-sticky clay. And from there, it is very much a very smooth clay. It's very akin to porcelain in how smooth it is. You can go back through, and if anything isn't as smooth as you want, you can dip your finger in water and rub on it, and it will smooth it right out and hold that consistency. Now, if you want to see more of what I've done with these, I will link in the upper right hand corner to the making of some Christmas ornaments that I did, and so you can watch that video as well for how I take this a step further. As I said before, Powersmooth is a very new product to Powertex. There isn't a lot out there on using this in different ways, but just do a search under Powertex Powersmooth and you should find some information. Coming up here is some sheets that are basic information. The first one is just your basic mixing instructions for an air dry clay. The second sheet is adjusting texture, application techniques and practical applications, and then the third page is customizing tips and troubleshooting, so you can just take screenshots of that information if that would be helpful to you.